Let's discuss next device, that is File Reader. Click on File Reader option. Then Add button. New window will pop up. Add File Reader device. Let's name it as CSV File Reader and click OK button. You will notice that our device has been successfully configured. Now we will drag and add this to middle section with the help of mouse. Now, we will understand each and every parameter. Name specifies the name or identifier of the CSV file reader. It helps in distinguishing and managing multiple file readers within the Spandan SCADA system. Index defines the index or position of the data within the CSV file. It indicates the column number or header name from which the data will be extracted. Data type determines the type of data stored in the CSV file. It can be numeric or string, depending on the nature of the values in the specified column. Scale represents the scaling factor applied to the raw data obtained from the CSV file. It allows for converting the raw values to the desired scale or unit, ensuring compatibility with the Spandan SCADA system. Offset specifies an additional offset or adjustment applied to the data retrieved from the CSV file. It enables fine-tuning or calibration of the values as required by the Spandan SCADA system. Range minimum. The file reader checks if the received value from the file is less than the range minimum. If it is, the range minimum value is applied to the tag instead of the received value. If both the range minimum and range maximum are set to 0, this function is disabled, and the received value is used as is. Range maximum. The file reader checks if the received value from the file is greater than the range maximum. If it is, the range maximum value is applied to the tag instead of the received value. If both the range minimum and range maximum are set to 0, this function is disabled, and the received value is used as is. OK low and OK high. The file reader checks if the tag value falls within the OK low and OK high range. If it does, the tag value is considered within the normal range. If both the OK low and OK high values are set to 0, this function is disabled, and the range check is not performed. Alert low and alert high. The file reader checks if the tag value falls within the alert low and alert high range but outside the OK range. If it does, the tag value is considered in the alert range. If both the alert low and alert high values are set to 0, this function is disabled, and the range check is not performed. These parameters provide guidance to the file reader in processing the received values from the file and applying appropriate limits or categorizing them into different ranges based on the defined thresholds. When configuring a file reader, the following parameters are typically defined. File path specifies the path to the file that the reader will access and read. It includes the directory location and the file name of the file to be read. Scan interval defines the time interval at which the file reader will scan the file for updates or changes. It determines how frequently the file content will be checked for new data. Separator specifies the character or sequence of characters that separates the values within the file. In this case, the separator is set to a comma, indicating that the values are separated by commas in the file. Scan complete trigger. This parameter determines the event or condition that triggers the file reader to consider a scan of the file is complete. It could be based on reaching the end of the file or encountering a specific marker or indicator within the file. These configuration parameters define how the file reader interacts with the file, including the file path, scan interval, separator used to distinguish values, and the trigger for completing a scan. By specifying these parameters, the file reader can efficiently read and extract data from the specified file. To create a log.csv file in the installation folder of Spandan SCADA, you can follow these general steps. 1. Determine the installation folder. Find the directory where Spandan SCADA is installed on your system. This location may vary depending on the operating system and installation settings. 2. Access the installation folder. Open the File Explorer or terminal and navigate to the installation directory of Spandan SCADA. 3. Create the log.csv file. Once you're in the installation folder, right-click or use the appropriate command to create a new file. Name the file log.csv and ensure it has the .csv extension, which denotes a comma-separated values file commonly used for data storage. 4. Open the log.csv file. Double-click the log.csv file or use a text editor or spreadsheet application to open it. Now you have created the log.csv file in the installation folder of Spandan SCADA. You can start populating it with data or customize its structure according to your requirements. Remember to handle file writing and formatting operations within your application or script to update the log file as needed. To see the added value, you can click and open CSV file. To create a CSV file where the first row contains the values entered in tags, you can follow these steps. 1. Determine the tags. Identify the tags or variables from your Spandan SCADA system whose values you want to include in the first row of the CSV file. These tags could represent different measurements, data points, or variables within the SCADA system. 2. Retrieve tag values. Within your application or script, access the Spandan SCADA system or its API to retrieve the current values of the desired tags. Retrieve the values and store them in memory or variables. 3. Open the log.csv file. Open the log.csv file using a text editor or spreadsheet application. 4. Write the first row. In the log.csv file, write the values of the tags you retrieved in the previous step, separating each value with a comma. This will create the first row of the CSV file. 5. Save the CSV file. Save the log.csv file after writing the first row. Ensure that it remains in the installation folder of Spandan SCADA. From this point onwards, you can continue writing additional rows to the CSV file, each representing a new entry or set of values for the corresponding tags. Remember to handle file writing operations properly within your application or script to update the CSV file as new data becomes available.